Because he was activated before the game. RC, what do you make of his comments?
Well, I think the first thing is we all understand what expectation does, right? It makes us anxious. It makes us excited. And that's an emotion that's a good emotion. And when we don't meet those expectations or sometimes exceed those expectations, it breeds disappointment. Right. That was a disappointed player. That wasn't an upset player. That wasn't an angry player. That was a player that expected a bill of goods that had been sold to him in the offseason, and he hasn't gotten those things. When you think of playing with Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater as a defensive player, as a safety, I'm thinking to myself, okay, we understand what type of football we're going to have to play because we may have to bail out the offense. Well, when you get Russell Wilson, that's not what you think. You think to yourself, you know what, with our defense and the way that we play football, now adding a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback, we are going to get relieved sometimes. There are going to be some games where they pick us up offensively. And I'm going to tell you this, if I'm Justin Simmons and I just played against the Los Angeles Chargers and Justin Herbert and he threw the football over 50 times and they only scored 19 points in the overtime game, I ain't got to change what I'm doing. I'm actually not insane. So if he's talking about that level of insanity, it's the offense continuing to do the same things, and those things need to change.
Yeah, I mean, it's that offense that's averaged 15.2 points per game this season. That's good for the fewest in the NFL. Let's switch to the Chargers, though, because they did get the win, Dan, but it wasn't pretty. Happened in overtime. Why?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to feel pretty good if you're the Chargers right now. I mean, let's look at this. For the first 6 weeks, they're 4-2. They've done that without their star left tackle. They played last night without their center. Their quarterback's been playing basically with like half of his ribs, and they're missing their premier edge rusher. To sit there at 4-2, you feel pretty darn good about it. Now, do I think that they can become a bona fide Super Bowl contender trying to cover up for him, the left tackle? Because you see that in their offense right now. They're an offense that we all sit here and say they should push the ball downfield. They're doing it without Keenan Allen as well. Can you do that without the left tackle in the center? You know, like, the giant question mark still about the Chargers, and I think it's fair to say, is the head coach decision-making, and I think we all love Brandon Staley, but some of the decision-making is like, what the heck, dude? And then the health. I don't know what Joey Bosa is going to be like. I don't know what Corey Linsley's health is going to be like.
Yeah, it's a good point, too, about Herbert's ribs. Let
me ask you a question, though. Like seriously, bro, because you know me and you can fight about offense. But if, like, you look around the league, like I know when RC and he was in Pittsburgh playing defense, and I was in Dallas, I'm like, I like what they doing. Like, let's try to. Why aren't these coaches with offensive line issues kind of unknown, not looking at in New York at Daboll? And like trying to steal, like, what do you think it is?
I tell you, in New York, they have a quarterback that they're trying to protect, where in Denver, they have a quarterback they're trying to unleash. That's the number one thing. Denver's been sacked 20 times this year. I think 13 or 14 of the sacks have come from the shotgun. And Russell Wilson, we're going to get into this a little bit more. He is way too stationary.
Yeah.
It is catch, throw. You know exactly where I'm going to be. You better start moving the pocket.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.